How you doing, everybody? Here are the expressions from our last session. The first we'll have is, she'll be impressed with. You can use he'll, they'll, it'll, will, you'll. She'll be impressed with, meaning you're going to do something that they'll be really surprised and like. They'll say, wow, that's a wonderful thing. Wow, that's great. She'll be impressed with. Now this is she will. She'll. You're used to hearing that. That's how fluent speakers say it casually. She'll be impressed with. She'll be impressed with this class. Now maybe you disagree with what I said. Maybe this class isn't so great. So you might go, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I know that's what are you? But speaking quickly, this may drop off. Or, in this case, this one moves over to the soft sound. It becomes a soft D. Wow, what are you talking about? And these aren't are, you, yeah. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The L is not sounded, and the K moves over, so you get talking. And the G is not sounded often, not always, but often not sounded. And the N moves over to the soft sound, so you get talking about. Talking about. What are you talking about? Wow, what are you talking about? Common expression for saying what time you get out of bed is, I roll out of bed every day at 7 o'clock. I roll out of bed when I feel like it. You always roll out of bed very late. The L sound moves over, so you get roll out. The T goes over and becomes a soft D, so you get not roll out of, you get roll out of. What time do you roll out of bed? Now, doesn't count. Very often, this has to do with saying something is not important, or you can't use it. If I tell you to do assignments from week 5, and you do something from week 1, I'll say that doesn't count. You can't use it. If this is not about counting numbers or things, you mean that it's not important. You can't use this instead of something else. So week 1 assignments are no good for week 5. So a week 1 assignment doesn't count. It doesn't count. Very often this T sound is not made, so you get doesn't count. Wow, using week 1 assignments now, that doesn't count. Now, we're probably not going to do this in this class, but if you exercise and you don't warm up properly or you're out of shape, you're going to pull a muscle, which means you're going to hurt the muscle. That's how you usually hurt a muscle. It becomes pulled. It's away from its tendon. Pull a muscle. That hard sound moves over, so you don't get pull A, you get pull A. You need to warm up before you run hard, so you don't pull a muscle. Pull a muscle. Now, one way of not pulling muscles is to first you build muscle strength. Build muscle strength. Build means make, increase, get better. And muscle strength. So you build muscle strength means make your muscles stronger. Build muscle strength. If you build muscle strength, maybe you won't pull a muscle. Now, exercise is good for building muscle strength, but it also helps you burn off stress. Now, stress is, we have money problems. The family's giving us, the job is tough. At the end of the day, I always used to exercise so I could burn off stress. Burn off here doesn't mean a fire. It means you get rid of. Burn off. Get rid of it. The N sound moves over, so you get burn off. Yes, exercise is a good way to burn off stress. Now, if I'm a writer, I write a book. Well, I want somebody to buy this story I'm writing. But in this conversation, and very often, buy the story means I don't believe your lie. I don't believe this lie. If I told you I was 21 years old and I could lift 500 pounds, I don't think you would buy this story. Because I'm lying. When somebody's lying, you don't buy that. This can be different. You buy their story, buy that story, buy a story, buy the story. So here the S is followed by an S, so you only hear one. Buy this story. I don't buy this story. If you tell me you've done all the assignments and you don't mark them as done, I don't buy your story. Okay, guys, I'll see you in class.